if we just develop that Paraloop theme a little bit, and we start looking at maybe emerger patterns, yeah, because it's great for emergers. Don't know what I'd do without these. Just okay.
So what hook is that, Chris?
Sorry?
What hook is that?
This is I think it's a Komatsu hook.
Right.
No, Akita. It's an Akita hook. It's a size 12 emerger, barbless.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So. You're going to be breaking out your dental floss now. So I tend to put things in fairly early on. And the reason for that, things like tails. If you come all the way to the back and then you try to tie a tail in, it's very difficult to control the torque action that you have on the thread, and it's so easy to get it off to one side. If you tie them in earlier, right, you've got much more length to direct where that tail or that shuck is going to end up. So that's one of the reasons why I do it.
So you tie them onto a bare hook?
Yes.
I'm afraid.
For a tail, I would definitely.
Dave McPhail always does that.
Davey,
Yeah.
yeah, he's got some very practical ideas. And the other thing is, you know, you put a bed of thread down, and sometimes it's absolutely necessary that you do it, particularly if you're tying in things like, you wouldn't want to tie deer hair onto a bare hook. You need a bed of thread onto it. But there's a lot of stuff that you don't need to do that. And the more layers of thread that you put on, the fatter the fly gets, and it gets a bit like me, you know. And that's not a good thing. So I'm just shaving this off so it looks a little bit more raggedy. Yeah? Right, dental floss. So you just split it. A friend of mine actually I showed him how to do this, and he said that, I don't know what dental floss he bought, but he couldn't get it split. I don't know why.
Colgate rubbish, probably.
They're probably all made in the same factory, that's the big problem.
You're probably right, actually, all the same stuff.
I suspect hooks are too.
Well, there's probably only about half a dozen hook manufacturers in the world. I think most of them are in Japan.
Strange that, they used to be in Redditch.
Well, they used to be, didn't they?
Damp rule.
So I'm just going to tie up a little olive here.
Two-handed rod saved that was approaching 1,200 pounds.
Yeah,
Just incredible.
Yeah, I hope the fish appreciate it.
So what do you think of it?
What's that?
The rod, how does it cast?
You get a lifetime guarantee. Oh yeah, so you break it, and then it costs you a fortune to send it out to the States. I've got 2 sages, but I didn't buy them new.
I've got 4 Hardy Marksman reels, and they're absolutely appalling. The design, the actual reel itself is beautiful, but the bearings that they put in them are
Which one's that?
the Marksman
Oh, yeah.
trout reels, and I
It was never successful though, was it?
no, and I change the bearings every year. And I used to send them back to Hardy to be done. And the problem is there is a lot to be said for the fact that maybe we shouldn't necessarily be investing in this very expensive tackle. I bought them second hand, I have to say.
Well, judging by what Hardy's like in their showroom at Alec, they don't deserve anything.
So I'm just putting a little rib up the body here. Okay, so everything's nice and slim. This is just a mixture of rabbit and hare. It's about 80% rabbit and about 20% hare. It just gives you that little bit more body than the and it floats a little. It doesn't absorb water quite as quickly as the rabbit would. Okay. So, same as before, just tying it in at the base. They're actually easier to finish off than a parachute as well, these. So what we're going to do is to wind it up, being cognizant of how far over you want it. So it's a little bit longer than the length because you can stack it down. Yeah? And unlike a parachute fly, which you wind from the top downwards, you wind up and down with these. See how much hackle you can get on there. It's actually incredible. I'm not getting a lot of questions. So all I've done, you see the beauty about this neck breaker and this particular gallows tool serves 2 purposes. It allows you to pull it right the way back. It also turns with the head, and you've got that's also useful. But very often, I mean, you don't have to buy a gallows tool. You know, you can get a bent clip and put it onto a rubber band, anything just to hold this up. And then the same in just a rubber band and something to hold it out the way. It's just so you can finish the thorax.
So given the fact that the fish looking up are seeing essentially a silhouette of this fly,
Yes.
do you really think it makes any difference what colour it is?
My honest opinion is I don't think the fish... So the beauty about this is you can just finish this off now. You could put a different colour in. You could put peacock herl in here, some kind of glittery stuff, whatever. Yeah. How many of you have tied Paraloop flies already?
I don't figure
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Cripple midge is very similar. Now it's a different technique, slightly different technique. But Same result, except you don't get as much of the hackle.
Mm.
That crippled meat can be deadly.
Oh, it can.
Okay.
For you, I'll varnish this one. You know, we were talking about squirmy wormies.
Yes.
Never put cellulose varnish anywhere near squirmy wormies.
It
It just melts it.
Let that be a lesson to you, Keith. Sterling work with your
Literal stream.
Tony Christian, mate. One day, God will convert you.
What, two squirmy wormies?